Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Myself Dr. Sumeet Patil, and I make videos upon English literature, and up till now I have posted several videos upon English literature, its history, and I have also discussed from Anglo-Saxon period to Anglo-Norman period and several other periods such as Middle English period, then Renaissance, and then Queen Elizabeth period, Caroline, Jacobean, Augustan, Romantic, Modern, Postmodern, and several other videos I have made as well as posted on YouTube. Please go and check out on my YouTube channel. And today I would be talking about literary isms or isms which are used in English literature with contemporary to the other parts of ages or like periods which were going on since long time back in the history of English literature. And today I would be talking about realism, surrealism, naturalism, existentialism, expressionism, Dadaism, and several other things. So please stay tuned and please watch this video till end, because in this video I would be dedicating 1 minute or two to a single movement and the writers or the people who use this movement and how they influenced and major other parts of this movement. So to begin with the movement, the first and the foremost thing you must remember is, as I told you, that this also goes through with the literary movements. As I told you, it is a way to divide literature into categories of similar philosophical, topical, and aesthetic features are related to that kind of genre. And then if I talk about the first and the foremost list of movement which I would be talking in this video, the first movement is Cavalier Poets. Now what is Cavalier Poets? These are the poets who were writing or who were there at present in the 17th century, a royalist poet writing primarily about courtly love, and also called as sons of Ben because they related or they took inspiration from Ben Jonson. And notable authors are Richard Lovelace and William Davenant. And then comes Metaphysical Poets. This is also from the same century, 17th century English movement. They used extended conceit and often they wrote about religion. And here metaphysical poets are John Donne, George Herbert, Andrew Marvell. After that, Amatory Fiction. This is also a kind of romantic fiction which was popular around in the year 1660 to 1730. And the notable people or the notable writers are Eliza Haywood, Della River, Manley, and Aphra Behn. Aphra Behn, you must remember that the first professional writer, first professional woman writer. Then comes the Augustan's 18th century literary movement, which was based on classical idols such as satire and skepticism. And here the two great people comes or they used the Augustans. The age is also entitled as the age of Pope, and age of Alexander Pope is the most important person. Then comes the Jonathan Swift. And after that comes the Romanticism, the movement which is also called as a period or time when people emphasized or they highlighted about emotions rather than other thing. This started in the year 1800. It lasted till 1860, and the movement emphasized emotions, imagination rather than logic and scientific thought, and it was a response to Enlightenment. The Enlightenment period comes before the Romantic movement, and here the important people are Mary Shelley, Victor Hugo, Lord Byron, Camilo Castello, and Branko Adam. Then Dark Romanticism. Now it started in the 19th century with the American movement in reaction to Transcendentalism. I would be discussing about Transcendentalism in the upcoming minutes. Here it finds man's or human inherently sinful and self-destructive, and nature as a dark and mysterious force. And the people key people in this dark romanticism is Edgar Allan Poe, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Herman Melville, and Edward Arlington Robinson. Then comes American Romanticism. It is distinct, or it is separate from European Romanticism, where William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge, John Keats are there. And here the American Romanticism, it emerged from more than fiction in poetry. More they focused upon fiction than in poetry. And important people are Washington Irving, Nathaniel Hawthorne, and Ambrose Bierce. Now coming to other part, that is Gothic novel. This is also a kind of fiction in which romantic ideals are combined with an interest in supernatural and in violence. Anne Radcliffe, Bram Stoker, Harper Lee, Edgar Allan Poe are the important people. And then lake poets. Now lake poets means those people or those poets who resided besides the Lake District in United Kingdom, and they wrote about nature and the sublime. Here also William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and Robert Southey are the important people. And Pre-Raphaelitism. Now Pre-Raphaelitism means there are people, these two important people, that is Dante Gabriel Rossetti and Christina Rossetti. These two people, they wrote in 19th century, which was a movement based upon innovations done by the painter Raphael. And here many were painters as well as poets. And then coming to Transcendentalism, as I right now told you, 19th century American movement wherein poetry and philosophy was concerned with self-reliance, independence from modern technology. And two key people here are Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau. Now if I talk about realism, it started in the late 19th century as a movement based on simplification of style and image, and an interest in poverty and everyday concerns, such as key people are Gustave Flaubert, William Dean Howells, Stendhal, Honore D. Balzac, Leo Tolstoy, Fyodor Dostoevsky, Frank Norris. And then naturalism. It also started in the late 19th century, and here they believed upon heredity and environment, which controls people. Emile Zola, Stephen Crane, Guy de Maupassant, and Theodore Dressier are the key important people in this movement. And apart from that, magic realism. It is also a literary movement in which magical elements appear in otherwise realistic circumstances, which often associated with Latin American literary boom of the 20th century. And here 2 to 3 important people are, the most important person is Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Octavio Paz, Gunter Grass, Julio Cortázar, Sadegh Hadiat, Malay Raw Chowdhury. Now after that I would be talking about symbolism. Now symbolism, it started in France, principally French. It was a French movement entitled as Fin de Siècle, and it is also codified by Symbolist Manifesto in the year 1886 and focused on the structure of thought rather than poetic form or image. And it is influential in English language, wherein poets such as Edgar Allan Poe to James Merrill, they highlighted symbolism. And 2 to 3 key people or important people here are Stephen Mallarmé, Arthur Rimbaud, and Paul Valéry. And apart from that, if I talk about modernism, it variated in the early 20th century when we see the innovation in science and technology. And here important people are Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot, Hilda Doolittle, James Joyce, Gertrude Stein, Fernando Pessoa, and Knut Hamsun. And then Expressionism. It is a part of a larger expressionist movement wherein literary and theatrical expressionism is an avant-garde movement which originated in Germany, and it rejects realism in order to depict emotions and subjective thoughts. And here important people are Franz Kafka, Alfred Doblin, Gottfried Benn, and Heinrich Mann, and Oskar Kokoschka. And then Imagism. It is a kind of movement wherein poetry was based upon depiction rather than theme, and on the motto that is the natural object is always the adequate symbol, wherein Ezra Pound, Hilda Doolittle, and Richard Aldington are the key important people. Then Dadaism, here I would be talking about how these people went against the artistic norms and conventions, and two important people are Kurt Schwitters and Subimal Mishra. Now, to talk about Harlem Renaissance, it is a kind of African American poets and novelists as well as thinkers. They often employed elements of blues and folklore based upon in the Harlem neighborhood in the New York City in 1920s. And key important people are Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston. And now, finally, Surrealism, it is a kind of movement which also started in France, which was influenced by Surrealist painting, which uses surprising images and transitions to play off formal expectations and to depict the unconscious rather than the conscious mind, wherein important people are Jean Cocteau, Jose Maria, Hinojosa, Lacarte, and Andre Breton, and Sadegh Hadayat and Mario Ciceroni. And then absurdism. Absurdism is also a kind of movement wherein these people, they highlighted about absurdist theatre of the absurd and waiting for Godot, wherein I talked about waiting for Godot. You can watch my video upon that, which I have posted yesterday or day before yesterday. And here they highlighted about absurdist literature and theatre of the absurd, wherein dark humor and satire and incongruity is highlighted. So with this, I hope I have covered major kinds of isms or literary things in the English literature, and I hope you all have so with this, I hope you all have understood, or you all have got a gist of ideas about Surrealism and Realism, Imagism, Naturalism, and so many things which I discussed right now. So I hope you have liked this video. Please comment below what all things you liked and what all things I should improve in my videos. So I conclude this video here, and I urge you all, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and please share it as much as possible, because it takes lots of effort, research, and it also wherein you get a kind of knowledge wherein you see and learn. So please subscribe and share it as much as possible, and you can also follow me on Instagram also, where also I post videos. So thank you so much, and take care.